questions?
First of all, I think I should write everybody a check because I've learned a lot from these conversations. The one question I have, each of the panelists mentioned something that actually is about a next generation experience. Just on the financial services front, I'm fascinated by, I'm a baby boomer. But, but I'm sure hoping that a lot of those millennials are going to have a lot of money to invest, right? To what extent do you think companies really are thinking in this next generational context of what are we going to need to change to be relevant as companies, brands, products for a generation that may not yet, from an 80-20 rule, be where the value is concentrated, but is critical over the next decade or 2 or 3?
Let me start with that one. That's a great question. I think it's based on industry. Each industry has different propensities to that, to understanding the behavioral patterns of our next generation and what they're going to be doing. I think financial services is really slow. And I think financial services stands a huge chance to be disintermediated. Think about all the stuff that Apple's doing with Apple Pay. MasterCard, you guys must be really worried about that. Google's already signed some alliances with insurance companies to do some initial new app, related processes. They can't underwrite it yet. You got Amazon is probably thinking about other things. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I can call a few iBankers. I'm lucky that way. I can get the iBanker community to tell me what's going on. But the bottom line is it's scary because to Google and to Apple, it's a drop in the bucket to experiment. That's their innovation. They're tapping into their innovation bucket. It's a drop in the bucket to test their ability to disintermediate financial services firms in the area that they've been the strongest in, and it's going to cost them nothing if they fail. Whereas us, we're so far behind the 8 ball that if we're not taking this as a top priority, we're going to lose half our AUM. We're going to lose our banking services. We'll lose a lot of things very quickly. That's my opinion, at least.
Anybody else wants to take a shot?
Just a quick one to say, particularly in your industry, you understand, I think that the behavioral advertising is really the key for any of those consumer touching. And I think that we're seeing that across industries. And even players who are late to the game are understanding that now. And the communication first, and then finding the goods and services later to fill that role, but the communication to keep the customer base, we're finding a lot of interest, even from verticals that would normally not even touch that. So we're seeing that throughout our client base.
So I'm getting the signal to get the panel closed out, but I do have one final question, and I would like you to respond with either one word or one sentence, a short sentence. If there is one thing you could get from your organizations to get your digital transformation nirvana, what would that be? One word or one sentence?
You could start.
Buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how it applies to my organization, but
one word is hard.
Yeah.
One
Take
sentence.
Okay,
breath. HFS. Yeah. One sentence.
Yeah, I'm going to second buy-in. Sorry.
Okay.
Trust the lawyers. No. I think it's listen.
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 Yeah.
iPhone 6 Plus.
You want a mulligan, Ned?
Data.
Data? Okay. Cool. I mean, some of the things we heard today, John said, I think eye-opening, right? We talked about innovation, leadership, culture. I mean, things which you necessarily don't always connect with cloud and cloud-based. Disintermediation, that's good. And then, of course, trust, listen, buy-in, all important aspects of organizational change. I think this has been great. Thank you for allowing me to moderate, and thanks for the interesting contributions and thought leadership. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for listening in, and close the panel accordingly. So Kevin, you want to have